Red abalone have lived within the rocky shores and kelp forests along the coast of California for at least 12,000 years. They served not only as a food source for people around the world, but also as a hobby and passion for countless divers. But that all changed not long ago. My film crew and I discovered the cultured abalone farm and wanted to explore how they are allowing these same people to enjoy this dish once again in a sustainable way. From start to finish, we captured their process and learned truly how much these creatures mean to people. Can you tell me your name and where you're from?
Alberto Soares from Novato, California. I started diving in 1989. An old friend of mine that was 67 years old at the time named 440 because why his name is 440 because he'd get 4 abs at 40 feet deep. And he taught me the ways. I was a young kid back then, and he was, older guy, but he could hold his breath for 4 minutes. So it was an amazing thing to see somebody of that age, and you just looked up to him. When I get in the water, it's the most amazing thing in the world because you're one with the ocean, and you're there to see everything. And I can't really explain it until you go into the ocean as a person, but I just loved being in the water. I could spend 3-4 hours in the water, want to keep going, because there's nothing better than going out into a big deep kelp forest where it's just so thick you can't even swim in it. It's the best feeling in the world. Everybody has their own thing, but that ocean is where I love to be. I did not stop till 2016 when they closed it. So roughly 25 years. Go out to the beach or out to the coast, you dive for your abalone, you spearfish, get some fish, you get some scallops, and you have fresh food out of the ocean it's there for us to enjoy as a family. And it was a great time. It was one of my favorite things to do. And now that it's gone, so I say that, it's hard to think about it. It was one of my sports that I love to do and love to feed my family and friends. And I just enjoyed doing it. I hope we can have it all come back.
Abalone in California is so unique, right? You have all the people who, remember going out into the ocean and hand picking them and barbecuing on the beach and beating them with the rock. The number of times I've heard that story at the fisherman's market is not countable.
Shall we?
Our goal is to raise red abalone in the same way that you would get them if you were getting them from nature. You can no longer harvest red abalone from nature. And it's our goal to produce an identical product, but in a sustainable manner. We are really focused on sustainability, especially in the seaweed section and our feed section of how we produce abalone. So we grow all of our own red seaweed on the farm, and then we harvest kelp macrocystis off the coast here in Santa Barbara. We even do that sustainably because we are given certain areas that we're allowed to harvest from. And if we were to go out there and just harvest all the seaweed, we wouldn't have anything left to feed our abalone. We obviously manage what we are allowed to harvest as well. And then we also only use raw seawater, so it's essentially an extension of the ocean. So we're pulling raw seawater in, we're not treating it, we don't filter it. It's basically a little aquarium here on shore. So just trying to make that habitat as natural to the abalone as possible as well. We have anywhere between 800,000 and 1 million at any one point, and that's not including all of the animals that are in that intermediate system or in the hatchery.
How'd it go? What do you think is your favorite part about your job?
There's so many parts that I like. One of the biggest things for me is I get to come and make something happen. From start to finish, I get to see the whole process. And I love that nothing's ever the same. We think we know what we're doing, but also we're dealing with live animals and we're dealing with Mother Nature. We don't have control at all. I'm always humbled because I think, whenever I think I know what I'm doing or things are going well, there's something new to learn.
I am an avid person. I just love learning new things and trying stuff I've never tried before. And I'm just I want to feel my mornings. I get up early. I don't like wasting my days. So I'm just hey, I can get another job. And this was perfect. It connected me with Doug and Devin, and here I am.
That's so
Yeah, it's fun. It's interesting being out in nature and learning all these new different things. And so yeah, that's my drive, is just learning as much as I can, no matter how weird it is or how inexperienced I may be or think I am at it. So it's pretty awesome.
Do you feel like the work that you guys are doing here is impactful?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, especially now that you can't really personally harvest them, and stuff like that, because they just don't it's not sustainable by harvesting by hand and stuff like that. So just another means of getting food to people that want it and need it without taking it strictly from nature. So yeah, it's amazing.
What if I told you we could eat abalone tonight because we ordered some from Cultured Abalone?
I would be so happy to do that. There you go. And then we'll pull the meat out like that. It pops out. See the meat? See how it's grown real healthy?
Could we just do one of the abalone?
Slice them in 1/4-inch chunks, and then we pound them with an abalone iron. We bread and butter them, and then we throw them in the skillet. They taste what do they taste like? Like nothing before. Nothing I've ever tasted before. Flavorful. Beautiful.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I want him to try because I think he's gonna like it. It was so fulfilling to bring Al what seemed like a lost part of his life back to him again. He was so happy throughout the entire cooking process, and his face just lit up when he saw the abalone and got to taste them again after many years. After having the chance to see the entire process of how these abalone are grown, I have a newfound respect for what I'm eating and the significance sustainable aquaculture can have on people's lives. I'm grateful to have had the chance to capture this delicacy being brought back to life.